Hey, what's going on? It is your friend Church Boy, and you know what time it is. You know who I got with me. Come on, baby, say something.
The one and only First Lady Baxter.
The
Yeah.
First Lady. Why you giving out our government name? Girl, don't be doing that. They be trying to look us up and everything.
They won't find First Lady Baxter because it's so many Baxters.
First Lady T, First Lady Baxter. How you doing on today?
I am good and tired.
Good and tired. Okay, well, we know what kind of show this about to be.
No. But I'm good. But I'm excited. Amen. To do the show. And I'm excited to be home.
Good. You know, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yeah, I'm beginning to feel it a little bit.
You starting to feel it a little bit?
I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
I don't know.
Just a little bit.
I gotta be honest. This year, for me, really hasn't felt like Christmas. It's been a lot of, I guess with so much going on around us, going on in society right now, don't see a lot of Christmas spirit going on,
Yes, I mean, it's going on. We might not see it.
Oh,
but
it is going on.
I just haven't been in the Christmas spirit, I guess, or like you said, just doesn't feel like Christmas.
No, it does. And so what I mean by that, not only does it not feel like Christmas to me personally, but you remember, growing up, they used to have all the Christmas specials and, Rudolph and all the little
I
cartoons and stuff. You miss Rudolph?
I miss Rudolph and Frosty.
Yeah, it was just so many shows, and it was just,
They came on, but I just missed.
Did they come on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see them.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen
Sometimes
them
they
at
come
all.
early.
Okay, well, I'm not sure when they come on because
I miss my good cry
you-
when Frosty melts.
Well, they have been really pushing Christmas since what? Halloween, basically.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but we're not too far away from Christmas, and so hopefully the people out there will have a good Christmas. And Christmas to me is just it's just showing that it's a lot closer to the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You got Christmas, and then right after that, you got New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what comes during New Year's. Everybody gets ready for their New Year's resolution and so on and so forth. Yeah, speaking of New Year's resolution, most people for New Year's resolutions, what's like the number one thing people want to do for New Year's resolution?
Weight loss.
Exactly. Everybody want to get that weight loss, and so gym memberships skyrocket because everybody is trying to lose weight. Everybody's trying to lose 130 pounds
By the summer.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was how should I say? It was funny that I saw this story. So, are you familiar with Planet Fitness?
Yes.
Planet Fitness is probably one of the major, what's the word? One of the major, I can't think today.
Fitness centers,
exactly. So there's this guy who decided to join Planet Fitness. And we know the slogan for Planet Fitness. Do you remember the slogan?
I don't.
You don't remember the slogan for Planet Fitness?
What is it?
The number one fitness center in the world? No, I'm just playing. But one of the most popular. So their big slogan is, this is a judge-free zone.
Oh, I never.
You didn't
heard.
know that? Yeah.
No.
So it's known for being a judge-free zone, which means you can't, pick on anybody or judge anybody, harass anybody, things of that nature.
Well, that's good.
That is very good. And so this guy from Massachusetts, his name is Eric Stagno. decided to see exactly how much of a judge-free zone this is. Mr. Eric decided, since it was a judge-free zone, that he would work out. But not only would he work out naked.
See, I know it.
Yes.
I know it's about to be something crazy.
He would work out naked. Yep. He walked into the Planet Fitness, got to the desk, stripped all his clothes, and went to the yoga mats to do a little yoga. And even though it's a judge-free zone, let's just say there were some people who were a little uneasy. I can't figure out why. I really can't. It's a judge-free zone, right?
Yeah, but that's crazy. You see, you got people that would just try things just to see how far they can go.
I'm just saying.
I understand that, but come on now.
I mean, if anything, he should have been the one that was a little nervous, because they might have pointed and laughed. You don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That is taking it a little bit too far.
Anyway, listen, we got a great show for you. This is the Church Boi and First Lady show. We'll be right back.
I've been walking through shadows, trying to find where I belong. Some days I feel fearless, other days I'm barely holding on. But every whisper of your promise pulls me back from every fear. 'Cause when you speak, my soul remembers I'm never fighting alone here. So I breathe in your truth again, let it rise like fire within. I'm standing on your word tonight. Lord, bring every promise to life. I believe, I receive, I believe everything that you said about me. I believe, I believe, I receive, I receive, I believe everything that you said about me. You saw gold inside the ashes, treasure deep beneath the pain. You called purpose from my rounds. You made beauty from my shame. And now the storm don't shake me like it used to. Grace is holding every part. You rewrote the story of my future, placed your glory in my heart. So I lift these hands again. Lord, let your love come rushing in. What you spoke will come to pass. Every tear will fade and last. I believe, oh, I believe, I receive, I receive, I believe everything that you said about me. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I receive, oh, I believe everything that you said about me. Your word is unshakable, your promise unbreakable. You're making me unstoppable, Jesus. Every chain is falling now. You're lifting my faith right now, and I won't doubt. I refuse to doubt. Oh, I trust you. Oh, I trust you. Everything you said is true. Oh, I trust you. You said I'm loved. You said I'm healed. And I believe. Yes, I believe.
Hi, Mom. I wanted to say I love you. Oh, I love you, Mom. You was right. Y'all is the only family I got. You know, you've been the only one that's been there for me. Oh, can you tell the kids and Mimi I said I love them? He kept telling me to stop and I didn't. He kept telling me and I didn't listen.
All right. So, don't know if you heard First Lady on there or not, but she already has some strong words to that of what was going on. So I know you don't know what's going on, so let me clue you in on what's happening. So what you heard just now was a child, I believe 15 years old, who was banging or throwing rocks at his mother's car because the mother was dropping him off at foster care. Okay, the reason why this child was in foster care was because he was unruly at home, and allegedly, he was fighting his siblings, and he put hands on his mama. He goes to the foster care, to the foster home, and in another video, it shows him all swollen up. Puffy eye, puffy lip, look like he's been in a fight. It doesn't really say who hurt him like that. But needless to say, he was not getting... Well, let me just say it like this. He wasn't the big bad man on the block anymore. Can I say it like that? He was not the man, the one doing the harming anymore. Mm-hmm. He was the one being harmed. Mm-hmm. And so it has caused discussion to happen all over the internet. Because I believe, if I read correctly, the mother is actually wanting custody restored to her because she feels her child is not being protected. Now, let me just speak my piece, and I'll let First Lady say what she wants to say. After looking at this video and just understanding some of the background of what's going on, and I may not know everything, so I'm just going by what I know. Knowing that he was verbally and physically abusive to his siblings, and he put hands on his mama, or attempted to put hands on his mama, I definitely feel like he should have been removed from the home. Now, as far as the clip with him coming back all swollen up, lip bust up and everything else, again, we don't know who actually did that. We don't know if it was the foster parent or if it was some other siblings in the house. But what I will say is, I'm pretty sure he learned a valuable lesson. No matter what happens, whether he gets put back into, whether the mother gets custody restored, or he has to live a little longer in foster care, I'm sure he's learned a valuable lesson that he's not as bad as he think he is. And it would behoove him that when his mother, if he gets back to his mom, if his mother says you need to chill out or tries to reprimand him, that he would listen. That's all I'm saying. Because, there's nothing like an old-fashioned whooping to let you know you ain't as bad as you think you are. First Lady, your thoughts?
First of all, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it a foster home or is it a group home?
From what they said, it was a foster home.
Okay. Well, the reason I asked, because I work with these kind of people on a daily basis.
Right. Now, let me just interrupt you real quick. So they say he's in DHS custody, if that makes any difference to, the answer. Because I'm not familiar with that stuff. So I'm just going by what they were saying online. They're saying it's a foster home.
Okay. Well, I don't know what DHS is either, but most of the cases that we get are where the parents can no longer take care of the child because of the abuse. Because the child is abusing. The last one that we got, he was abusing the mom, tearing up the house, putting holes in walls,
right,
and wouldn't allow his brother to even come out of his room. So now his brother is suffering, but he's with us, and he's got some structure.
Correct.
He's got some structure, but sometimes, and it may not be where they have to stay there all the time, but it's just so they can get some structure. And understand, what they're doing wrong. But I don't blame the mom for putting the child in the foster care or whatever care it was.
I don't either.
And see, if he was in foster care and there were other children, yeah, he wasn't a big bad wolf anymore. Exactly. So, where the mom and his sibling didn't want to hurt him or whatever, and that's why she did. And it's love, showing love or giving love in a way that we really don't want to, but we need to. Yeah, absolutely. Or have to, but those other kids wasn't going for that.
Exactly.
So he got to see the error of his ways.
Exactly.
So he got to see that, it's not all about you anymore.
Right.
And this is what you've been doing to your parent and your sibling.
Correct.
And sometimes when you have a client or a child like that, yes, the father makes a difference. The father does make a difference.
And in the story, I saw no mention of a father. So I'm gonna assume that this is a single mother, with kids.
But sometimes if that child have some kind of mental disability, sometimes it might help a little bit, but until they get that child, on a certain level, because the ones that come to us, I say they come to us raw. What I mean raw, not on much medication. They're wild, they're fighting, they're running away, they're doing this, but until they are on the right medication to help keep them calm, they are like that. So once they get like that, and they can be controlled with that, then they probably can go back home.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
she wasn't wrong at all.
And there are conflicting reports because as you're talking, I'm reading reports. So all that I was saying was she took him to foster home. Then I'm seeing, I guess the state, which this was in Oklahoma, removed him. So I'm not sure which one it is. But that being said, I will say this as well. I could be wrong, but I don't believe he has any mental issues. I believe he just think he that bad, Okay. And like you said, I believe there was no structure. And let me just say this, because this brings up another issue that we tend to talk about another debate that we like to have a lot of times, whether, you know, a woman can raise a son, or, you know, particularly boys, by themselves. And I've always complimented, I've always saluted women who are able to do it. But this is a perfect example why it is so important to have a good man.
Yes.
And I do stress a good man.
Not just a man.
Not just a man, but a good man in the household. Because, you know, I am sure, look, that could have never been me or my brother. Put our hands on our mama. Oh, you would have been reading my tombstone right about now. It just wouldn't happen. And I feel in this instance, because there's no male figure, and maybe not, they don't need to be one in the home, but there's not one that could, you know, straighten him up, you know, or one he can look up and say, okay, I can't beat him, you know, I'ma fear him. Then he's been able to do what he want to do. And as we see, and the reason why I say he's not as crazy as, you know, maybe some other people, he don't really, you know, look like he's dealing with any mental issues, because he called home real quick. I'm sorry, you were right, and I just want, please tell my siblings. And, you know, he going through this I regret it stage, and you know,
until he get back home.
And
I would let him stay. I would let him stay there for a little bit.
I would too. I would definitely investigate, because I don't, as much as a side of me like, okay, now you see, I
But
still
you
don't
wanna
want a
make sure
child
he's not being abused.
Right. I still don't want a child to be abused by no adult, nor do I want him to be abused by another kid. You know, I know he was doing the abusing, but that doesn't justify him being abused. You know, that's just something you tend to learn when you get older. You know, my position changes a little bit now that I'm a little older. You know, I don't want him to be abused. But yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more up-to-date info on this situation. It definitely has captured the internet, and they are talking about it. Speaking of which, another thing that just came out recently, which is getting a lot of play. So there is this young lady who has adopted a child. And now that doesn't sound like that shouldn't be anything to talk about, but here's the issue. It is a black woman who has adopted a white child. And so her picture was shown on the internet. She's out of Tennessee. It was shown on the internet, her standing with the judge. You know, a lot of times when they award custody, you know, they take a picture and so on and so forth. And when people have saw this picture, it has caused a firestorm. You know, everybody's commenting, and you have a lot of, I'm just call it what it is. You got a lot of racial hate being thrown her way. And then you got some people who are just like, you know, well, he is being adopted. You know, I mean, some of the stuff that's been thrown her way is ridiculous, but it's definitely got the internet divided. I'm going to read one post to you. Okay, so it says, now this little Caucasian baby boy is going to live a most horrible existence. He will not grow up in his rightful element. He will now have to fight the hood to survive. This is unnatural in every sense. She will work him till he drops or kill him with her disgusting culture. And don't say S, because I'm saying what nobody has the balls to say. This little white boy future is effed up, period. That's what one person said. You had somebody else who was saying, it's just a lot in here. I won't even comment on this other one. But there's been a lot of people saying that, you know, this black woman should not be awarded custody of this white child because from the comments, some of the comments, she's not capable of raising a white child. First Lady, your thoughts?
I said, the decision was in the judge's hand. So
Right.
if he felt like, she had to present, what was necessary to prove that she could take care of that child.
Absolutely.
So the decision for her to adopt that child was in the judge's hand. And not only the judge, and I feel like the social worker or whoever, had input on it too, that she
Absolutely.
was well able to take care of the child. But like some of the writers are saying, at least the child is adopted.
Right.
What does it matter what color, but is anybody raising all this hell? Is anybody raising a lot of hell about a white family adopting a black child? You see it all the time, but
All the time.
you don't hear stories or the racial slurs or the hate. You don't hear that. But when the shoe is on the other foot,
Right.
now
Now it's a problem. And
it's good for any child to be loved
correct.
and taken care of. So I don't see the problem.
It is amazing to me. You raise a valid point that you have a lot of people, if they're raising a black child, a white family is raising a black child, no one says nothing. They're like, oh, that's so nice, and we thank God for these white parents, and so on and so forth. But the moment a black parent or a black family decides to help a white child, now the racial thing comes in. Now it's, well, we don't know, she's not going to be capable of doing that because, it's almost like as soon as a black family who, as you pointed out, was signed off by the judge, as soon as they raise or help a white child, now we come with the stereotypes. Oh, he's going to be in the hood. Oh, he's going to,
I wouldn't be broke. He's
gonna
not
be
gonna,
broke. He's not gonna get
have the best.
the
He's
best
not gonna
education
this,
and so on and so forth. And so, all of these people, there are a lot of people who are just giving this woman everything, because they're like, it doesn't make any sense. And so it's just amazing.
But are they stepping up? Did anybody else step up to get the job?
I wonder how many, and it doesn't say how long he was, I guess, in the foster system. He looks to be, I don't think they gave his age, but he looks to be about 3 or 4. And, I am sure that they didn't just say only she could have him. I am sure that it was to whoever wanted him. And the fact that they thought she was the most qualified. Again, and let's just be honest. I'm going to be very honest. Some people may agree, some people may disagree. This is just how I feel. This is just what I've seen, in the past. The qualifications for parents to adopt, it differs. When you look at a white family adopting black children, I am almost certain it's different when you have a black. It's kind of like, and I know some people, they're gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about, but I am a black man in the South, and that old saying that we have to be 10 times better than the average person, than the average white man, it just is true in a lot of instances.
Right.
Not all the time, but a lot of times it is true. I am sure that she had to be well qualified to adopt this child, particularly that it's a white child with blonde hair, And that's not taking anything away from her or from the courts. I'm glad they allowed it, but the truth is just the truth.
That's right.
You know, and so
And and that child could turn out better than any white child around him.
absolutely. And you know what I think it is? I think that plays a part in this. Just the climate that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, because people nowadays are just, there's a song that says, "I see your true colors shining through."
Mm-hmm.
People are just really showing their true colors.
More than ever.
More than ever. And I really feel like with some of the things that are going on, even people who were not prejudiced or were not racist now have a little prejudice or racism creeping up in them because maybe they've had experience that have caused them to look at things differently.
Yes.
It's kind of like I'll use me as an example. Growing up, I grew up in pretty much an all-white neighborhood. And I was, in every sense of the word, I was colorblind to a lot of things. I had very good neighbors. I had a older gentleman by the name of Mr. Pinson, older white man, loved him, very kind to me. Never had an issue growing up. Well, never had an issue in the neighborhood growing up. Well, once I became about 14 or 15, and I would walk the neighborhood, I noticed a lot more porch lights start coming on when I'm walking in the neighborhood. I noticed people started asking me where you're from, and I'm like, I've been in this neighborhood for 12 years. What do you mean, where am I from? I'm from here, and so it became different.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I say, people who are colorblind, when you have people introduce you to racism and prejudices and things of that nature, it might cause you to, have that instilled in you, or have that root instilled in you. And I don't believe this administration, what we're dealing with right now, has helped at all with creating unity.
And it's just so sad that racism never seems to cease.
It never seems to cease.
That it will never end. That it will always be here.
Yeah.
It will always be here.
Yeah. And that's where the people of God, we have to shine the brightest.
Yes.
We should be shining the brightest.
We should be.
Where the only color that matters is red.
Yeah.
We're all saved through the blood of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
I know we just got a little serious just now, but these are serious issues. I tell you what, let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about where you at. It's about where you still believe you can go. I'm still dreaming, eyes wide open, no sleep in me. Fate got me moving like a jet with no ceiling seat. They said it's too late, but my heart's still believing. Long as God ain't done, I'm still leaving. Yeah, I'm still dreaming. Long as it ain't done, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, I'm still dreaming. Woke up broke, but I had peace in my soul. Bills in the mail, but the vision still gold. People laugh now, they ain't see the seed grow. I was watering faith while they was counting my nose on. See, the dream ain't dead, it's just under construction. God working blueprints while I'm dodging disruption. They wanted me silent, I chose instruction. Pain built my purpose, yeah, that's my introduction. Let's go. I'm still dreaming, eyes wide open, no sleep in me. Faith got me moving like a jet with no ceiling seat. They said it's too late, but my heart still believes it. Long as God ain't done, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, I'm still dreaming. Long as it ain't done, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, I'm still dreaming. Had a few nights I was ready to quit. Tears in my eyes, Bible on the counter, that's it. Then I heard a voice say, boy, you still fit the script. So I grabbed my pen in my paint and let the ink drip. Real talk, dreams don't expire, they mature in the storm. Pressure make diamonds, I'm just being reborn. Used to want a deal, now I want impact. Cause when you serve purpose, heaven got your back. Yeah. Still dreaming. Even when they doubt me, even when it's rough, even when I feel small, God said I'm enough. So I keep walking, keep building, keep believing. If the dream ain't dead, I'm still breathing. Come on. I'm still dreaming, eyes wide open, no sleep in me. Faith got me moving like a jet with no ceiling. See, they said it's too late, but my heart still believing. Long as God ain't done, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, still tuned. La da da da, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, still tuned. Yeah.
All right, we are back, and you know what time it is by the sound of the music. It is time for tea and testimony. This is today's letter. It says, Dear Church Boy. Oh, let me give you the title. The title is, I'm called to ministry, but my spouse is over it. I'm called to ministry, but my spouse is over it. It says, Dear Church Boy and First Lady, I need y'all because I'm confused, frustrated, and honestly a little tired. When we got married, we both were on fire for God. We served together, prayed together, and talked about ministry like it was our forever plan. Fast forward a few years, and now I feel like I'm the only one still running. I feel called deeply. I don't just want to do ministry, it's in my bones. I can't ignore it. Every time I try to slow down, I feel like I'm disobeying God. But every time I speed up, my spouse feels pushed aside. Now here's the tea. My spouse says they're not against God, they're just tired of church, tired of meetings, tired of being needed. Tired of people calling at all hours. Tired of always coming second to the assignment. And if I'm being honest, I don't blame them. But I don't know how to stop. But I don't know how to stop either. They've said things like, why does everybody else get the best of you? Why does ministry always come before our marriage? Why do you listen to church people more than me? Ooh. And that hurt because I never meant for it to be that way. I'm stuck between honoring my calling and honoring my covenant. I don't want to resent my spouse, and I don't want them to resent God because of me. I pray about it, but heaven feels quiet, and home feels a little tense. So, Church Boy and First Lady, am I wrong for still saying yes to ministry when my spouse is over it? Do I slow down or do I stand firm? How do you obey God without losing the person you promised your life to? Signed, called, but conflicted. Wow. So much. First Lady.
Yes, sir.
What you think? Your thoughts?
I believe that she's called, and I believe that she loved God, and I believe that from the sound of things that she wants to please him. But you got to make sure that everything you doing is not just a good thing, but it's a God thing.
Correct.
Because you can be doing good, but it's not exactly what God have told you to do. And there's a time and a season for everything.
Right.
That's what the Bible says. You have to make time. Okay, you love your ministry and you on fire for God, but you also have to realize when you have a spouse and you have a home, that's your first ministry.
Uh-huh.
So you have to make time. You can't be too busy that you lose, and I've heard this and I've seen it so many times from so many pastors and leaders.
Right.
They are so busy for God that they lose their spouse, in the running.
Correct.
So you have to make time. You have to make that time to spend that quality time with your spouse, and if you're afraid that I'm trying to remember, what she was saying in the letter. But if you're afraid you're going to lose him to God, it's time for you to maybe just slow down and just seek God and ask God for directions on what to do. Because God is not the author of confusion.
Correct.
And he's not going to destroy your marriage, cause your marriage to be destroyed because of ministry that you're doing. So you need to take the time and have that quality time with your spouse. Even if that spouse is unsaved, you need to take time with that spouse because you made a vow to that spouse.
Right.
You make that covenant. So you need to take the time, to spend time with that spouse, show love. That's what it's all about. That's what Christ is all about. Showing love.
Absolutely. Wow. There's a lot.
It is, and I can't remember all of it. But
so first thing I'll say is just looking over the letter, it doesn't say whether it was the husband or the wife that has the problem.
Okay, I was just assuming it was the husband.
And a lot of times you probably would be right, but we're not sure whether it's the husband or the wife that is dealing with the issue. First Lady made a lot of good points in that, the first ministry is at home. And, as she said at the end, even if your spouse is unsaved, you made the vow. And I understand that. But so I'm going to look strictly at the letter. And so at the beginning of the letter, it says that they both were on fire for God. My question would be, what happened to your spouse to where they're not on fire anymore? That would be my question. Because a lot of times, God will use married couples to do ministry. And so we know whenever, people are being effective in ministry, the enemy is going to come immediately to try to tear them up. We just know this. But my question would be, what happened to that spouse to where they don't want to do it's almost like, looking at the letter, it's almost like they just burned out.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds like they're tired of ministry because, and if I'm getting it twisted and, steer me in the right direction, that one spouse is maybe have gotten slowed down or gotten tired of ministry because their spouse is so just running,
right.
Answering the calls, going to this, going to that, having meetings,
right.
setting up this,
right.
and setting up that, and you don't have time. It's just like I know you can't see me. It's just like you walk in a room where your spouse is and there's people and you're like, hey, babe, hold on one second. Then you just go on to the next person.
Right.
What I supposed to be doing for you now? Babe, just one question. Just hold on, babe, hold on. But you don't ever get there.
Right.
And sometimes you just get tired of that.
Right.
Like, what's the point?
Exactly.
What's the use? So, I don't know. It could be that.
And it could, it could be that. So she's running. So the complaints that the spouse had was, how did they say, why does everybody seem, why do you seem to listen to everybody else before you listen to me? Why does men should always come before our marriage? So it sounds like the spouse never took time, as you said, to address the marriage. You know, I understand that you're busy with ministry. I mean, hey, we do ministry. And you may be called on a little bit more than I am. So it sounds like that spouse just doesn't get any time at home at all.
Make yourself a date night.
You know.
And delegate authority.
Absolutely. And then it says, you know, it talked about, you know, answering phone calls all through the night. So it's like, even, let's just say if it's time for us to have some intimate time together, constantly being interrupted by, oh, I need you to pray for my Aunt Susie, you know, that's gonna get tiresome after a while. What I would say to this person, because again, I don't know if this is the husband or the wife, what I would say is set some boundaries. Set some boundaries and pay your house some attention. Definitely have more than a date night, because it sounds like, you know, your marriage could potentially be in trouble. You know, when you start hearing stuff like, you think more about this ministry than you do the marriage, and why do you seem to listen to everybody in church and not listen to me? Those are definite red flags. And so I'm not saying don't do ministry anymore. You know, you definitely want to keep doing ministry, but you have to set boundaries with the people, not with God, but with the people. Because as First Lady said, God is not a God of confusion. He's not going to have you deliberately, he's not going to ask you to do something that would deliberately destroy your marriage. Church folk might do that. Church folk don't care. And I've had to learn that. Church folk do not care when it comes to, well, I won't say all church folk, but some church folk do not care when it comes to you trying to keep a happy home versus them trying to get things done in the ministry. But God is not the author of confusion, and he will not set you up for your marriage to fail. Man, that was a...
If you want your marriage, just like Church Boy said, set some boundaries, make some changes, delegate authority, do what you have to do to spend time with each other, to talk and to reason and to, you know, to move forward.
Absolutely. Hey, this is Church Boy and First Lady. We'll be right back. Hey, what's going on? This is your friend Church Boy, and I want to give you this special invitation. Now, I come on every week, almost every week, talking about the Lord, talking about what he can do, talking about how great he is, and just what he really means to me in my life. You know, I like to have fun. I like to laugh. Oftentimes we give testimony, good news, things of that nature. But I don't never give an invitation. So let me just take this time to give you a formal invitation. First of all, let me just say this. Everything that I have said on this program, on this show, is not even close to what God really means to me. He is my friend. He is my helper. He is my confidant. He is my father. He is everything that I've ever needed him to be. When I went through hard times with the passing of loved ones, God was there. When I was on the verge of making the wrong decisions and just battling in my mind, God was there. When I was on the verge of committing suicide, God was there. When I didn't know where the next meal was coming from or how I was going to do the things that I need to do. God was there when I was, sitting up in the middle of the night trying to figure out how I was going to take care of my family. God was there. When I was just outright lonely, God was there. And I say all of that to say this: everything that he's been to me, he will be for you. All it takes is you inviting him into your life. And I know there are some people that say you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to, tarry and, do all sorts of things. And you got to be in front of a church when you do it and things of that nature. But guess what? You don't have to be in front of a church. Guess what? It's not something you have to pay for. It's just a decision you got to make. It's just an invitation you got to give Christ to come into your life. And so I'm just wondering if there's anybody out there that would love to know Jesus as their Lord and Savior, that would love to know the man that I talk about all the time, the one I laugh with, everything. If you would like to know him on today, just do it right now. We can do it right now. Don't even wait till Sunday. Do it right now. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Do it right now. Okay? If this fits the way you feel, I'm just going to pray this prayer with you, and we'll go from there, all right? Are you ready? Just say, Lord Jesus, I come to you today just as I am. I admit that I have made mistakes. I've fallen short, and I need you. I believe that you died on the cross for my sins and that you rose again with all power to save me, heal me, and make me new. Today, I open my heart to you. Come into my life, Lord. Be my Savior. Be my Lord. Forgive me of my sins. Wash me, cleanse me, and change me from the inside out. I give you my past, my pain, glory, my struggles, and my future. From this moment on, I choose to live for you. I declare that I am saved, I am forgiven, and I am yours. Thank you, Jesus, for loving me, for receiving me, and for giving me a new life. If you prayed that prayer with me, guess what? Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you get to church on Sunday, but right now, you are saved. That's all it takes. That's all it took. And guess what? Church Boy is so happy for you because I know this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. Now, I'm going to encourage you, if you don't have a church home right now, find you a good church home so that they can teach you and help you enhance your relationship with Christ. Get in his presence. And guess what? When you get in his presence, you ain't got to come with the thuses and thous and try to pray like anybody else. Have a conversation like me and you are having a conversation. I promise you, you will not regret it. All right? Since you're saved, I can call you my brother, my sister. Hey, we gonna party, and we gonna party hard. Congratulations, Church Boy. Love you. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Good News, everybody. So listen, here we go. From working in baggage claim to becoming the vice president of the largest black-owned private airline in the world. Sharika Rexy, or, okay, let me back up. Rexy, this is her nickname, Rexy Roll, started out helping with baggage at Western Air Limited and now serves as vice president of operations and general counsel, helping grow the airline into the largest black privately owned airline in the world. From age 12, she worked alongside her parents, learning the business and finding ways to improve operations while challenging gender norms in aviation. Before 30, Rexy was overseeing international expansion and proving that women can lead at the highest level in the airline industry. Absolutely a great story.
I hear you, Miss Joseph.
Uh,
That's a Miss Joseph. Congratulations.
Yes, Miss Rexy Rowe. Congratulations. Hard work do pay off.
It does.
Let that be a lesson to everybody.
Not only work, pay attention.
Okay. And she took the advice of her parents. You see what can happen when you start listening to people that's older than you?
At a young age.
You don't know everything. I'm just saying.
All right.
In other news, 2 entrepreneurs have made history by becoming the owners of 32 Bojangles franchises.
Wow.
Music moguls Mel Carter and Kevin Coach K. Lee are making history with 32 Bojangles franchises through Malambo. Their expansion in Atlanta shows black ownership, generational wealth, and opportunity in the food industry. Now, you know good and well, we love us some Bojangles.
Yes. Black people and chicken go together.
That was so racist just now.
I know it wasn't.
I was just playing. We do love, everybody love chicken,
Yes.
but you know, if you know, you know.
That's the first thing we gonna put on the table when we got a cookout or when we got a get together. Chicken.
And you want to know why? Not because it's so good, but it's cheap. Absolutely. Hey, we got to survive out here.
That's right.
Hey, listen, we'll be right back with today's discussion. Stay tuned.
Yeah. We walk by faith, not by sight. Remnant One Kingdom talk only. Let's go. I don't stress on the bills, I don't trip on the pain. Cause I know my father still run the whole thing. He dressed the lilies, feed the birds, so why should I doubt? He been faithful in the drought, yeah, he'll bring me out. Pressure come, I just pray, can't fold underweight. Face steady grind when I'm tested in the weight. I've been down, but he raised me with purpose. Now I'm serving in peace, not nervous. I take no thought for tomorrow. Faith as a mustard seed. I take no thought for tomorrow. You're all I need. I take no thought for tomorrow. Faith as a mustard seed. I take no thought for tomorrow. You're all I need. I ain't moving by fear, I'm moving by word. Every promise he made, I done already heard. I don't chase no bag, I just follow his plan. Seek first the kingdom, he's supplying the land. Rainfall, sunshine, I'm steady in position. God's will over mine, that's real submission. No anxiety, I cast it at his feet. Cause he hold my past, present and the week. Yeah, I'm done with the worry and done with the stress. Faith got me smiling when life's a mess. Must have seed size, but the mountain gon' move. It's kingdom faith, that's the daily groove. Tomorrow ain't promised, so I praise today. God's got my future tucked away. Yeah, I take no thought for tomorrow. Faith as a mustard seed. I take no thought for tomorrow. You're all I need. I take no thought for tomorrow. Faith as a mustard seed. I take no thought for tomorrow. You're all I need. All I need. Yeah. You're all I need. Yeah, I'm done worrying. He said if he clothe the grass and feed the birds, then surely he gonna take care of me. Faith is small as a seed. That's all it takes. Remnant one.
All right, we are back. First Lady, this has been definitely a talk on today. So many serious issues, and then so much racial tension, and just
Yes.
all kind of stuff going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we still got some chicken out of the deal.
We still got some chicken at the deal. Matter of fact, I'm gonna eat some as soon as we finish. A to the man. So First Lady, I thought it would be good to talk about this subject here. And the subject is, am I waiting on God or am I wasting time? Am I waiting on God or am I wasting time? And so the reason I chose this topic was because, you know, you have a lot of people who will say, well, you know, I'm just waiting to hear from God. You know, I done prayed and I'm just waiting for him to tell me something. Or, you know, they may have a goal in mind or something they want to do in mind. And so they just say, well, I'm just waiting on God, you know, to make some things happen. And so what I see a lot of times is some of the people who say they're waiting on God, I can't figure out how, because they're not doing anything in particular. And it seems like they're using God as an excuse for their laziness. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to ask the question, or ask the people out there, am I waiting on God or just wasting time? I want everybody to think about what you're dealing with, or what's on your agenda. What do you have before you? Everybody understands, or should understand, that we all are called to do something. Would you agree? We're all called to do something.
Yes.
And many of us aren't doing anything because we say that we are, quote unquote, waiting on God. First Lady, what are some keys that you can think of that will determine whether you're just wasting time or you're truly waiting on God?
Now, I just thought about something just popped in my head. You know, be still and know that he's God. That just popped in my head. But when he said be still, he don't mean sit down.
Right.
He don't mean lay down. He don't mean sit down and watch TV and fold your arms all day.
Right.
When he say be still, it means be still, but you still be obedient. You still, you know, move forward in him. You still give him the praise. You still put a praise on whatever it is that you believe in God for.
Right.
You thanking him for it. You giving him something to work with. But if you say, I'm just waiting on God to work it out or to figure it out, and you know what it is that you want, you still can be doing research.
Absolutely.
You can be researching and seeing what this thing is all about. what do I have to do until God opened the door for me to walk in?
Exactly.
So when you say you prayed and God have not answered you yet, you put a praise on it. You just thank him for what it is. Now you have to make sure it's in the will of God.
Right.
You can't, be wanting foolishness. I want Shonda's husband, but I'm being patient and I'm waiting.
Right.
You can't have no foolishness like that going on, because God ain't gonna honor that.
Right. You definitely got to it definitely has to line up with the will of God. But
Yes.
I want to go back to something you said, and it's very important that people recognize this. You were saying that while you're waiting for God to open up the door, you can still be doing research. In other words, you can still be gathering a strategy.
Yeah.
And I think people often get this misconstrued that, well, when God makes a way, he's just gonna, fly open the door and, all this other stuff. Okay, but that may not be the case. For instance, let's just say you want to open a business, right? And you feel like the Lord is leading you to open this business. Okay, you say you're waiting on God and you don't do anything. Okay, now someone comes and let's just say they bless you with $100,000 and they say, now show me your business plan. And you're sitting there looking dumbfounded. Why? Because you don't have a business plan. See, a lot of times we talk about we're waiting on God, and we're not waiting on it. We're waiting on God to do everything. We're waiting on God to think for ourselves, to think for us, for everything. When God will absolutely give you strategy if you seek his face concerning the strategy. And I believe that's another thing that we fail to do. While we're waiting, we're not seeking God for a strategy. While we're waiting for the way to be made, maybe in the financial area, we're not seeking God for a strategy or coming up, okay, what am I going to do with this blessing once I get it? And sometimes I believe, and I've seen it in my life, I've seen it in other people's lives, God won't send the blessing because you don't have the strategy. You don't have the plan. So, again, you got to ask yourself, am I wasting time or am I truly waiting on God?
And you're saying that you want it, but are you really expecting God to move?
Right.
Or are you expecting God to speak, or you just being lazy?
Right.
That's just an excuse. But why are you not doing anything? I'm just waiting on God.
Right.
I'm waiting on God to give me a plan. I'm waiting on God, but you ain't really expecting nothing.
You ain't expecting nothing. You got you about to be evicted and you talking about, I'm just waiting on the Lord. Well, why you ain't went out and look for no job? I'm just waiting for the Lord to give me one. You know what's sad? That there's a lot of, I won't say a lot, there are some men that use that excuse. I'm just waiting on the Lord to give me a job, when they got a family depending on them.
And not really expecting anything. And it's just sad. But baby, you might hear baby Christians that don't really know God and have that relationship with him yet.
Right.
Like mature Christians, I'm just waiting on God. But see, when you mature in God, you know what waiting on God means.
Right.
You know what it looked like. You just can't say I'm waiting on God and just sit there and don't do nothing.
Absolutely.
Because faith without work
is dead.
Being alone.
Absolutely. Well, I got faith. Okay, well, where's your works? Where's your action? I just believe. I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, I start to say something. But I've seen plenty of people who, I got faith. I'm just waiting for the Lord to do this. I'm just waiting for the Lord to get this car for me. I'm just waiting for the Lord to get this house for me. No, God is waiting for you to do something. And while you're waiting, you haven't, like you said in the beginning, you haven't even thanked them for it. None of that. You just sitting there like a bump on the log, doing nothing. And I really believe that it is people like that that give God a bad name.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, you know it, Lord, you know my heart. You know I need a job. So God, I'm expecting you and I'm looking for you to open the door because I know you say you gonna do it and I believe you say ask. We have not because we ask not. God, now I'm asking you now.
Come on here.
Give me a job. And you sit down the whole week, not look at a newspaper, not look at an ad, not look at, not answer the phone.
No Indeed app, nothing.
Nothing. Not go to the
unemployment office.
Yeah, the unemployment office and the agents, the hiring agency, the temp agency,
the
nothing. But you say, God, you say it. No, don't come with that foolishness.
Yeah. That what?
That foolishness.
That foolishness. You know, the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not. What I mean, that's not the one I want. What says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah.
The other one was a good one too, though.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And what we got to realize is waiting doesn't just literally mean just wait, as you said, but it means wait as far as, actually serving God as well while you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're serving God
and being faithful, don't stop just because you prayed and asked God for something. Don't stop being faithful. Don't stop being committed. You keep on doing it. You know, you believing He gonna do it. You might be believing for $50,000, but because you believing for $50,000, you're gonna stop being committed and dedicated? No, you still be committed and dedicated.
Absolutely. And can I just say this? And I know we got to go, but let me just say this. There is nothing wrong with working while you're waiting. Let me say that again for somebody way out there in the back, in the back pew. There is nothing wrong with working while waiting. Yes, you may have some things that you want from God. You want God to say you want God to give you your dream job. There is nothing wrong with working another job.
Which that is just beneath me.
Right, while waiting on your dream job. There is nothing wrong with working while your dream is to open your own business. There are many successful entrepreneurs that would tell you they were working, and while they were working, they started their dream. You understand what I'm saying? So, we got to be careful how we make God look. I just say it like that because there's a reason why some people in the world don't hire or don't mess with Christians because, they just make foolish statements and they're like, and the world be like sometimes, well, is this what your God is about? You just being lazy sitting at the house and waiting on Him to do everything? Okay. But anyway, listen, hope you enjoyed the talk on today. We'll be right back with closing remarks. Stay tuned.
Yeah, it's time to wake 'em up. Hey, turn the lights on, turn the faith on. We outside. Kingdom business, no days off. Remnant one, yeah. Let's go. Woo. Turn the city up. We don't keep quiet. Holy fire in the streets, can't deny it. Devil mad cause the saints all right. Hands up high, that's a holy alliance. Turn the city up, let His name ring. Whole squad lit, yeah, we praise King. Ain't no shame, we gon' let freedom sing. Turn the city up, get a savior, his thing. Yeah. Back in the day, I was lost in the dark.
All right, First Lady. This episode has been kind of draining. It's been kind of draining, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's been one of those episodes where it's just kind of taken a lot out of me. Just discussing all the things that's going on in the news and just overall, a lot of things that we were talking about. But it is needed. It's definitely needed.
All right.
First Lady, let me ask you, what are you doing for Christmas?
Working.
Working? Lord, Christmas really ain't Christmas no more. You ain't gonna be sitting by the fire. We got 2 fireplaces. You know, they ain't gonna do that with some hot chocolate and.
Got to take care of these peoples, babe. In the medical field, you don't get holidays. If you have to work, you got to work. People got to be taken care of.
Well, I mean, they already sick. They be all right.
Well,
No, I'm just playing. Listen.
but I plan to come home and spend time with my baby.
I hope so. I mean, we ain't got no gifts, but that ain't the point.
We don't have no gift as of yet. You don't know what we got.
Oh, you got me. You got me a gift. So is that one I can open?
You could open up those.
Hey, listen. On behalf of the First Lady and Church Boy, listen, I hope that you have a very, very good holiday. I don't know if we're going to do another episode before Christmas, so if we don't, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes.
And just take this time to enjoy family, all right? Hey, listen, you know how I end this. We love you, and